Alright, so we know the game is going to release in June and we are all excited for the game. But I just want to talk about whether we should be pre-ordering the game or not. So one thing I would like began to do is be transparent about the state of the game on release, because it triggers lot of bad opinions about the game, because the game is not at a level where it is called a good game. We know that there is always a patch, there is always going to be a series of patches that are going to come to make the game better, but on release at least be transparent about what is the state of the game. Because with AFL the same thing has happened, and you can go and see the reviews in the Steam, it's mostly negative. It might change to mixed reviews, or later mostly positive with the patches. That's what happened with Cricket 22 as well. And this is because the transparency in communicating what is the state of the game and how they are trying to approach it is something they should communicate properly. Because when people are paying the full price and are expecting a stable version, and the game is nowhere near stable, nowhere near the proper game release type kind, then please be transparent and communicate with people as to what is going on. We know patches, we are all working very hard on patches, is the kind of information which keeps coming, we know that. But why is the state like this on release? There is always, a timeline for the release to happen, which is always there. You know, everybody works day and night to make things happen. The hard work is there. Everybody knows that. But should they understand when the full amount is being asked on release, and on the release date you get stuff where even the simplest of things, the basic things, are not in the game, in the gameplay aspect. So that is one thing. Another thing is, if it's not going to happen, if the game is not going to be ready on release, can we make Cricket 24 as an early access game for Steam at least? So what my thought on this is, provide 10% launch discount, get more people in, release patches to everybody, let them all test, let them all give feedback, and then get patches in to make things happen, to make the changes and everything. Because we know when issues are mentioned, there is always going to be a priority list as to what is more important and what the majority want first to be sorted out. So that will be a good way to make sure that people don't initially come up with a very negative mindset with the game, because that is very bad for the game, the company, the series and everything. So at least when the word is mentioned as early access, they know that it is not completely there, and you are appreciating more people to join in into that patching journey, so that when the rapid patching happens and things goes up and down, everybody is like, yeah, we understand this is what is going on. It is kind of expected because they have mentioned it as early access, it's not the full version up yet. It will take some time, and we are here to support them, and we are here to properly say things which are needed for the game, the bugs we face and everything. So I am happy that this is the state of the game, and I understand that it will get better over time. This will make the mentality of the people to have a more positive notion towards the game. This is very important according to me, because every time a game releases and the first immediate approach is, dude, really, even this is not in the game, this is not done properly, that thought will just frustrate lot and lot of people. And I know there will always be people who will support the company. Whenever they release a game, they are going to purchase it day one. But the frustration part is not good for a company creating a niche game. That's all my thought is. So for with this, the rapid patching will also face a positive notion to it. If people really want to give the money and get the early access version, they will know this is what they are going to get. So it is very clear. Nobody has to say anything otherwise. It's very clear on the company part and the consumer part. Done. Or if nothing is going to happen like this, the routine of release date is going to happen, all the promotion and stuff will happen all around the world wherever the market is, and the game is going to release the way it usually does. Then to the consumers, to the gamers, I would like to say, wait for the reviews. If you are going to put in 4,300 rupees for console games, or I don't know what the PC price is going to be, the PC version price. So if you are going to put in the money, you should understand what you are getting into. If you know how big and works and you are okay with that process, put in the money. If not, if you are like, I'm expecting a better game this time on release, if you have that kind of a mindset, wait for the reviews from proper people. Because if people will hype it up and say, these things are awesome, that thing is awesome, and you will immediately start jumping into the game. Try to wait for reviews. Try to see whether you are putting in money in a game where you feel it's worth the money. Simple. Because at the end of the day, both sides, it's business only. They are selling, you are buying. Simple. The fan following and everything, we can understand. We are very passionate about cricket, everything is there, and IPL license and everything is happening. So it is, a big deal for everything in our mind. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and you should also look at it the same way. So try to see what we can do, and just look at how the game is before buying it. All right. If you are okay with spending the game and you know that it will reach to a manageable level somehow, like it does every time, buy the game. But don't keep complaining because you got it by yourself. Big Ant doesn't force you to buy the game. You are purchasing the game because you chose to. Understand that. Don't blame Big Ant for you purchasing the game. When you are purchasing the game, you are responsible for it. Big Ant is responsible for making the game better. Not saying that I had to get this version to this level. They know that. But you should know that when you make a decision of purchase, it is your responsibility to understand what you are getting into. Big Ant will do their job. You do your work properly by waiting for reviews, or if you are purchasing, wait for the patches to come out to make the game better. Simple. Because we are in an era where there is always a time constraint, and the licensing and everything makes it harder to uh, do things at a better pace, because we keep expecting things to be at a stable level, but it can't be. People are working. It's not like they're sitting idle and looking at, ha ha ha, people purchase the game without realizing. No, they know that it is not the right way to release, but things happen, and that is how the gaming world is right now. Whenever some game releases, it's always like, okay, day one patch, 100,500 lakh MB of data. So we all keep downloading patches. We all keep waiting for the game to get better in everything. So when you are interested in this game, try to see what you need to do and do the right thing. That's all I'm saying. So if you want to pre-order, think about whether you are okay with that. You are waiting for the patches, see the proper reviews. If Began does something about communicating it properly, that will be a good thing. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for watching. See you whenever something comes up. Bye.